Hey everyone. So I started cycling when I was 26, and that's when I started integrating it into my lifestyle on a regular basis, which meant long weekend rides, weekday workout rides, and any kind of activity in between for conditioning. I went through a lot of trial and error, and I had very little women to confide in for advice when I started. So here are 8 women specific things that I wish I knew when I started cycling. 1. Pee-friendly bibs exist, and these are game-changing. And there's so many different designs out there as well. Off the top of my head, Rafa has these detachable bib shorts that unbuckle from the back, allowing you to pull them down like regular pants. Ornat offers a drop tail style bib with stretchy straps that enable you to pull your pants down normally as well. I learned about pee-friendly bibs 3 years into my cycling career, and I remember vividly using them for the first time, and it was glorious. I feel like it's a life hack, being able to go to the bathroom within a few seconds versus 5 minutes. On cold days, I have at least 3+ layers to shed, and oftentimes I'm biting onto them because I have nowhere else to hold them. So if you're in the market for new bibs, I highly recommend looking out for that feature. 2. Lots of padding in the chamois doesn't equal better. There's no one-size-fits-all bib. Finding the right bib for your lady bits takes trial and error. The reality is, a good chunk of our money will be spent on experimenting with different brands, different price ranges, each with its own chamois technology, padding density, and width. We're all so unique in our body proportions. We hold fat in different places, and our sit bones vary in width. I wore a very thick and dense bib once, thinking that it would be like sitting on pillows. Turns out having too much down there was overkill, and it led to chafing. At least that's for me. Your mileage may vary, and that kind of padding may just be perfect for you. So because of that experience, I learned that I need thinner padding with a wider butt area. This is part of the trial and error process. You have to try it and see if it works for you, and if not, you continue to pivot until something fits you well. Some brands have really good return policies where you could try it on within 30 days, and if you don't like it, you could just return it, which I appreciate because the brands understand what it takes to find the right bib for each person. So keep a lookout for that when you're buying bibs. 3. This is period related, but consider a menstrual cup. A menstrual cup is a reusable, bell-shaped feminine hygiene product made of medical-grade silicone that is inserted into the vaginal canal to collect menstrual flow. I started using a menstrual cup since 2020, and since then I've used one tampon because of a surprise period. I've saved loads of money, and it's much better for the environment. The menstrual cup I have was $20, and it's been reliable, it barely leaks, and I could leave it in there longer. I've had issues with tampons where it leaks and it barely absorbs everything. Once you get used to inserting your fingers and the cup into your vagina and getting accustomed to the sensation, it becomes a mindless step. So buying this menstrual cup was a really good investment. It's worth the initial awkwardness. 4. Once you're home after a ride, prioritize hygiene. Hygiene is so important once you get off the bike, especially for women. There's a lot of bacteria that builds up, and bacteria likes to breed off of dark, damp, and warm places. On top of a sweaty warm pad, we also discharge fluid, which adds to the pool of bacteria. And there are one too many ways our hoo-haws can get impacted, ranging from UTIs to yeast infections. Let it breathe and wash up as soon as you get the chance. On rides where I am away from civilization for a couple days, I actually bring UTI medication just in case. This goes without saying, only wash your bibs once and wear them within 2 days or sooner. 5. Find the perfect saddle comfort combo. Men experience this too, but I feel for women it's less talked about, so I want to bring this up. This is so important. Like, if there's one thing that needs to fit right, it's finding the right saddle height, finding the right saddle width, and finding the perfect chamois padding for your body. The majority of our weight is on the saddle, and it's where we spend most of our time on the bike. Getting it right helps with pedal efficiency and improving overall performance and endurance. Think of it like a foundation for your home, except this is for your body. It's going to support you through thick and thin. Issues that arise from a poorly fit combo include numbness, chafing, saddle sores, and aches and pains. That can take days to recover if it's very severe. I remember doing long rides and capping at 40 to 50 miles because at that point I would experience some sort of pain down there or pain in my joints. And then I would look at my friends and they would do back-to-back days of very long rides or 100-mile rides. And that's because they found ways to manage the pain so they can ride comfortably for hours. Comfort is key for long rides, so wherever you feel pain in general, address it as soon as possible. Better yet, see a bike fitter. 6. Ponytail-friendly helmets exist. I learned recently that retention systems can also be dialed in even further outside of the dial that comes with the helmet. For years, I would tie my hair in a low ponytail and bring it off to the side. And my hair would get so tangly at the end of the ride, especially at the nape of my neck. And then I saw my friend bring her hair into this hole in the retention system, and I thought, I wonder if she would get tangles after it. And I asked her, and she said, apparently not. So I tried it myself, and it worked like a charm. I wish retailers would show the underside of helmets, because then I could see if it's expandable and that there's a hole big enough to slide the ponytail in, because now that's what I only look for when I buy new helmets. 7. A stock bike usually requires part swapping. A stock bike refers to the standard factory configuration without any additional customizations or modifications. The challenge with standard bikes is that they're typically sized for individuals with longer limbs and smaller sit bones. In my case, after purchasing my first bike, I had to swap out multiple parts, adding another $400 to the initial budget I had to my bike. This additional expense was not planned for, but the investment was worth it because I experienced significant improvement in my performance. So just keep the part swap in mind when buying a new bike. 8. Consider getting a tire jack. I learned that for stubborn tires, getting a tire jack is also game-changing. It's like having a third hand to help you bring the tire over the rim. When I ride alone, I bring it with me, even though it's a little bulky, but at least I have peace of mind that I could repair my own flat easily. Sometimes I even break a sweat just trying to bring the tire over the rim, and then I need to take a break and then go back at it again. And then the next day, my thumbs end up really sore. I don't think that's the way to fix a tire. I personally would rather save that energy for being on my bike than trying to put a tire over my wheel. If you can do it without using one, more power to you. Finally, there's no need to apologize for where you are in your cycling journey. Maybe you took a break and want to get back into it, or you literally just bought a new bike. I've heard, sorry, I'm going to be slow, many times during group rides, and I was definitely one of them. The phrasing is subtle, but it signals that you did something wrong just because you're going slow, and that's absolutely not the case. Being new and starting off is absolutely exciting, and that's something to celebrate. It's courageous to show up even by yourself to a group ride, making yourself vulnerable to test the waters. Remember, you are good enough as you are. Embrace your pace and focus on the progress you are making. Be proud of yourself for showing up. So, what tips would you share with other women cyclists? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching. Bye!